At least we're all alone, and no one knows what we did in the infirmary. But we need to get out of here. The next morning, when I first woke up, I didn't know where I was. What do you mean? Oh, that's right. I'm here. No matter what kind of dreams I had, I always woke up in my own bed in my own apartment. But not this time. I never thought that I would end up spending a night at the school infirmary. That'd be a weird experience. Sleeping or being in school overnight, waking up with your lovely woman next to you, also in school. And one more thing. I didn't think any girl besides Saki would be pressed up against me if I did. That's not to say that I thought this would happen with Saki. I just didn't think this would happen in general. Not for a lack of something to do. I found myself stroking Hirasaka's head when I did, she opened her eyes. Oh, sorry. Did I wake you up, or were you already awake? Good. As he keeps doing it. Hirasaka sat up. She was lucid enough that I couldn't tell if she was telling the truth or not. I was, yes. If I were like that every time, my body wouldn't last, or rather, I think there was something that was wrong with me at the time. Maya. In light of this new information, I covered my face in shame. Maya, what are you trying to do? Sometimes it's hard to believe. But she's also the one who dropped you into the stream, isn't she? What is she planning? Can I? Do you have easy access? I wonder if Maya is here. Cue Maya music. No. If this dream was like the previous ones and it was created by Maya, then we might be able to find her. I thought we'd be back in that dream room when we woke up. I looked up at Hirasaka. She didn't have any pajamas, so she was wearing my shirt as per usual. You know, sometimes you don't get used to things. It's not that I'm used to it. That wasn't what I was thinking about. I shifted my posture to face Hirasaka. You know what kind of dream this is, don't you? Will you tell me? I'm stuck here too. If I know that, then I can end the dream, or if I need to brute force it, I could just destroy the conditions and dismantle the dream. That's what I had done to everyone's nightmares up until now. You could end them by forcefully making them come true, or by destroying them. And because this dream was also one of Maya's, we should be able to use the same methods. What do you mean? Hirasaka gave a self-deprecating smile. I'd imagine that gets lonely. It's nothing to laugh about. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's appropriate. If you really think so, then just do something about it after we get out of this. I got out of bed. I'm sure it's important to you, so you should do it. But that's for when this dream is over. If this world was born from Hirasaka's desire to just be alone, then it should have started collapsing once I came in. Plus, Hirasaka didn't want to be alone, so why hadn't it collapsed?
私が悩んでることなんてどうでもいいとか思ってませんか?
Oh god, maybe like the rules have changed. It's not that at all, but it's not like I can say something here that'll convince you, right? I petted her head and she narrowed her eyes like a puppy. That's something for you to think about after we return to reality.
何先輩がまともなこと言ってるんですか?
Even I have my moments. I can't say decent things. Hirasaka shook her head.
先輩はこうもっと女の人に冷たい目をされてもへこたれずに生きてるのが似合いますから。
Hey.
なのに時々私にとって耳障りのいいまともなことを言うから困ります。
Oh my. Look at the blush she made. At some level, I had already figured that was how Hirasaka saw me, but it still hurt to hear her say it. Anyway, I'm gonna search for a way to end this stream. Hirasaka thought for a second.
やっぱり先輩は私と二人きりは嫌ですか?
It's not that, it's like we can't stay here. I really wanted to say that I did. I don't. Because I like the others too. Damn. But that was how I honestly felt. If I could choose one person in all the world, then I wouldn't be here in the first place. I would have followed after my sister a long time ago. But Hirasaka didn't see it like that.
まだ返事をしていないのをいいことに、そういうことを言いますか? そうですよね。浮気じゃないですからね。
Like, but why do you say things like that? Now that we were this close, I finally realized that Hirasaka might be jealous in a different way than Saki. You're kinda like a puppy.
耳とか頼まれてもつけませんからね。
We'll see. That wasn't what I meant. But from the way she said it, I had the feeling that she would put them on if I actually asked. Can you just imagine her with little puppy ears? God, how are we gonna get out of here? A song rang out. Hirasaka was singing. Her voice matched her guitar, which wasn't being played clumsily by someone like me, but by Hirasaka in a smooth, soothing rhythm. And, exhausted, I fell to the ground covered in dirt and gravel. But Hirasaka ignored me until she finished her song before sighing.
また転がって、スカートでも覗きたいんですか?
Damn, what the hell am I doing? Hirasaka lifted up the hem of her skirt as a little as if to show me. Not! That's the first thing you have to say after seeing me collapse! I sat up quickly, although I did manage to catch a glimpse of it inside of her skirt just now. Oh, but you know, I seen everything underneath that. Even if you were in the middle of singing, wouldn't you normally get worried and stop if I just suddenly fell over?
久々にギターありだったので、気分が良くて止めたくありませんでした。
Wow, I feel just destroyed. Her song sounded cheerful. It was a noticeable difference from how she usually sounded. Rather than just singing or even singing cheerfully, her melody seemed quick and upbeat. But I was an amateur when it came to music, so I wasn't for sure.
それで、先輩はそんなに砂まみれになってまで何を遊んでいたんですか?
Don't treat me like a clumsy kid. I told you I was gonna look for a way out, and I just fell. This morning, we had taken showers to wash off the results of last night. As we ate bread from the school cafeteria for lunch, which, as Hirasaka said, had been refilled, I told her I was gonna investigate the dream starting today. But Hirasaka didn't come with me. She said she wanted to wander around and had me open the door to the faculty room. The faculty room led to various other places around the school.
そのはずが、どうして急に脇から飛んできて、昨日みたいに地面の上を転がり回っているんですか?
Well, you see, I had a perfect plan to slingshot myself so fast. No, can't you tell?
てっきり私に構ってほしくて気候に走ったものとばかり。
Like I would do this on purpose. I was flung back when I tried to force my way outside. I brushed the gravel off myself. Tried a lot of things, but was unable to leave the school, and I had strangely ended up sprawled in front of Hirasaka. It's like a glitch in an old game where when you try to advance but just end up warping somewhere else. It's so weird.
ゲームはあまりやらないので例えがわかりませんけどそういうものなんですか
Keiko, we need to turn you into a bigger nerd. It's more like Maya was just too good at breaking games on purpose. I'm fucking... Whenever I looked away or went to the bathroom or something, next thing I knew she had gotten into some glitched world.
それで先輩今日はまだ起きるために何かするんですか
Her Sokka sounded like she didn't want me to. I was going to, but do you not want to wake up? She really didn't seem like she was in a hurry.
そういうわけではないんですが先輩は早く起きたいんですね
Well, I'd rather us, like... I'd rather both of us not, you know, just have to be here forever. Well, yeah. I had no intention of staying in a place with no one else around. And when I thought of Hirasaka being here by herself this whole time, I wanted to hurry up and wake her up. I want to get you out of this place as quickly as possible. Even with Hirasaka next to me, I wanted to hurry and wake her up. That's how eager I was. But why didn't Hirasaka care?
私は先輩がいるならそんなに急がなくても大丈夫ですよ
Because as long as she's here with me, it doesn't matter for her. You're strong, Hirasaka. I was surprised that she was able to say that even though her situation was anything but pleasant. For a second, I thought maybe she was so tired that she was incapable of thinking anything else, but I can't imagine Hirasaka like that.
今何かあまり嬉しくない評価をもらった気がします
No, not at all. I wondered if being strong and being cute were mutually exclusive. She said she didn't like it, but maybe she was used to being alone after all.
私だって先輩を独り占めするのに満足したら出口を探しますよ
But we could be on our... have our alone time in the real world. I doubt that I'm that interesting to have all to oneself.
そう思ってるのは先輩だけですよ
Really? Well, if you want, you could do what you want with me even after we wake up.
無理ですよ先輩は初野さんたちにも優しくするでしょう私の言ってる独り占めってそういうのもダメですから
So... you want like a monopoly on me. Like you don't want me to spend time with anyone else. At all. Well, that's a problem. I guess I'd better be careful.
ええ自分でもまさか人を好きになったらこんなに面倒な女になるとは思いませんでした正直私って重い女ですよね
Shit, man. Certainly feels like it. Maybe you don't want to be compared to them, but I'm used to girls having baggage. I have quite a lot of baggage myself. It wasn't a figure of speech or a joke. After all, I was virtually unable to live on my own. I hated how I had so much baggage that I had to rely excessively on the people around me.
前から見ていて思ったんですけど先輩って自分のこと嫌いですよね
Well, I guess I really don't. I especially don't like my own weakness. But there was no point in complaining about how much I didn't like it. I had to try to overcome it or accept and deal with it.
だけど意外でした先輩の妹さんの話をした時もっと動揺すると思ったんですけど
Not upset, more just... I knew it. Kind of had a feeling that she was still around. Yeah, see, I mean, he said that last time. It would be too optimistic to think that everything regarding Maya had just been tidied up. If I was actually optimistic enough to think like that, then I wouldn't be as troubled as I am now.
だけどまだあの子のこと苦手ですよね
I don't because it feels like my weakness is being shoved right in my face. I'm here because you're weak, Onii-chan. That's how it felt when Maya was in front of me, and yeah, I wasn't wrong.
あの子がいるって分かって泣かないんですか
I'm not gonna cry. Why would I? It probably would have been a shock if Maya had suddenly appeared before me, but I had only heard about her. and more importantly, Hirasaka was with me at this time. Even though part of it was because she hadn't seen me for a while, Hirasaka had snuggled up to me and depended on me. Although she probably would get mad if I said it out loud. With her acting like that, I wanted to at least act as tough as I could. Big old tough guy. That aside, if you aren't going to look for a way out, then what will you do instead? There wasn't anything interesting to do in the school. And even if she could open doors now, what else was there for her to do? You did everything you could. She might as well look for a way to help us wake up, but...
せっかく時間があるんですから、こういうのはどうですか?
Hirasaka held out her guitar to me. Eh? What do you want me to do with your guitar?
弾く以外にギターの使い方がありますか?
As a blunt force weapon, I thought, but that was only in movies, and if I'd used it that way, Hirasaka would definitely get mad. You know I can hardly play. I had managed it a little when coming to this dream, but I kind of damaged the strings and ended up dropping it.
私だって最初は弾けませんでしたよ.
I decided to at least accept the guitar, but don't tell me. So you want me to practice the guitar then?
ええ、誰にも迷惑かけないんですし、ちょうどいいじゃないですか.
Alright, but I'll be bothering you. Well, I understand that, but come to think of it, even when I had forged a connection with the sound of the guitar, Hirasaka had been singing. Also earlier, when I had gone to the music room, there had been a footprint on the door. I wonder if she went there to try to get a guitar. Why me? She literally tried to burst down the fucking music room door. Oh, you could play the guitar yourself and sing at the same time, can't you?
できますけど、ギターは私にはそんなにこだわりありませんし。
But you could play it.
弾けない楽器を人前に持ち出す無様がありますか?
Maybe that meant that even though she wasn't that attached to it, she had practiced it because she needed it to sing.
だけど弾かないで済むなら、それで歌に専念できます。
So, in other words, you want me to play the guitar so you can concentrate on singing. You want us to be like this duo couple band. Hirasaka nodded.
はい。正直先輩の演奏はもう、これでもかってほどたどたどしかった上に、同じところばっかりでしたけど。
It's all I know. I can't help it.
ええ。だけど、人のギターで歌うのって、思ったよりも楽しかったんです。
Even though my performance was poor.
もう、そこは先輩だったので許しますけど。
Anyone else? Nah. In other words, normally she wouldn't think about she wouldn't think that about a bad performance that bad. Not that I could blame her.
ただ、どうせなら上手くなってください。
With all the spare time we have. I might mess up the strings again.
そしたらまた直せばいいだけですから。
In this situation, I couldn't just say, no, we have to wake up first. I actually didn't mind being alone with Hirasaka that much. What if, like, the longer we're here, the harder it is to actually escape? Well, if I do learn how to play, then it'll be easier to go with you when you go out to sing outside.
それには少なくとも今の私くらいは上手くなってもらわないとなりませんけど。
Oh, no. Then I'm guessing I'm gonna have to try really hard. I couldn't really tell if she was good just by listening, but she was always strumming her guitar in the dream room, and I was pretty sure she practiced quite a bit. So, to be as good as her, I'd need a lot of practice, and my hands would melt. Come to think of it, you were just playing the guitar. How'd you fix the part I messed up?
さっき、軽音部の部室にいて失敬してきました。
Don't say stole, say borrowed. Well, it was just a dream, and I had eaten some food from the school store, so I wasn't about to say anything.
教えるにはもう一本持ってきた方がいいですかね。
Yeah, that'd probably be for the best. I'm gonna mess a bunch of stuff up. With a Hirasaga looked toward the clubroom section. That was where the light music club room was. The one with Hirasaka's shoe print.
一本借りに行きますか。
She seemed a little fidgety. Thinking that maybe Hirasaka was happy, it made me hesitate about leaving the dream right away. But it also made me think that we might not be able to wake up until Hirasaka was satisfied. Maybe that was the condition to wake up from this dream. Oh god. Hirasaka suddenly turned to face me, startling me. Huh!
嫌なら無理にとは言いませんよ。
Oh no. Next thing I knew, Hirasaka was looking up at me. If I really didn't want to, I would have said so from the beginning. Trust me. I petted her on the head again. Here you go. Yes, gotta make sure I don't click while I'm doing this, because then it'll go into auto mode. And by auto, I mean like super skip mode.
なんか今のでごまかされた気がします。それにこれもしかして妹扱いされてませんか？
Well, remember that dream where you were all my little sisters? I don't really know any other way to treat girls. Aside from Mai and Saki, I didn't have anyone else to do that to, nor have I ever had a girlfriend.
まあいいですけど。
Yeah, you accept it. You accept this life you've laid out for yourself. I didn't know how much of it she thought was fine. In fact, the way she said it made it sound like she didn't think it was fine. She started walking. I slung the guitar onto my shoulder and sighed as I followed after her. Alright, let's see what's in this music room. Get more supplies. I'm gonna break this fucking thing by... Oh my god, we've been outside for a while. God, why? Like, it's, you know, it's just plants and flowers, and then there's cactus. Like, we ended up having a pretty good time. Though some would probably say our days were pretty self-indulgent. In the mornings, I would walk around looking for a way to leave the school. Meanwhile, Hirasaka would wander around the school by herself, keys in hand, as if checking for something. The two of us would do all we could to explore the grounds of this silent campus. And after lunch, Hirasaka would give me guitar lessons. There were no surprising developments, like me actually having a penchant for the guitar since I was learning it for the first time. If anything, progress was slow. That's usually how it is when you're trying to learn an instrument from scratch.
下手ではないですけど、才能があるわけでもないですよね。普通です。
Yeah, just fucking destroy my balls, why don't you? So she told me, we usually practice until either Hirasaka got bored or the sun set. Generally the latter came first. The strange thing was that even though we were in a situation where we couldn't escape, the electricity still worked and we still had hot water. Food in the cafeteria did disappear if we ate it, but it would often reappear the next time we looked. Oh, so you eat the food and then you turn around and look back and it's there? The dream. Wait, this is cafeteria food, but it's like man, our school cafeteria when I went to school so many years ago, that food was garbage. So it's like that room. I had just taken a shower and was now enjoying the night breeze. When we woke up, it would probably still be winter. It was cold in this dream too, but not freezing cold. It felt like autumn. Damn it. How many days has it been? I feel like it doesn't matter. Like, we're on like a different time. Like, our days can be, like, our weeks can be like a day originally. That's how it was. Even though I had been marking the days so I wouldn't forget. Any letters I wrote on blackboards and any scratches I made on trees and any rocks I lined up would all just go back to how they were before the next day. Ooh, if I counted with my fingers, today would be the 6th day, but I wasn't so sure. It had felt longer, and maybe it had been. It certainly hadn't felt like a short amount of time. Well then. Oh god, why'd the music stop? Wasn't like I'd spent half of each day lounging around and wandering around the school aimlessly. I might not look like it, but I was used to dealing with strange dreams. In other words, I had a plan for waking up. Oh, what? Sometimes I smelled flowers in the wind, but this wasn't actually the smell of a flower. It's her. We gonna try to get Maya to get us the fuck out of here? Roasted honey mixed with a hint of forest. It was faint, but I noticed it. It was the strongest after the sun went down, like now. Oh, well, and I need to settle things with her as well. Hirasaka was still taking a shower. Over the past several days, there had been times when we'd taken a shower together, but we kind of always ended up doing the diddly, so I held back today. I liked it when she initiated it, and I liked to initiate it myself, but our relationship was still half-assed. In order to make it official, I had to wait until we woke up, like I promised. I should be able to get to where Maya was. In my hand was the key used to open the school gate. I had created it based on the one in the janitor's room. I made it so I could get to Maya. A relationship, huh? Just like how I had needed Hirasaka's guitar and a song to get to where she was. Maybe I myself would be enough for me to get to Maya. Though I was a little worried about leaving Hirasaka alone without saying anything. But, well, here I go. Oh my god. Not even telling her nothing. If I told her I was going to go see Maya, she might insist on coming along. I doubted she would want me to go alone. So I inserted the key into the lock on the school gate by myself. There was a heavy clunk, and the gate opened. Damn. Oh, hello? Maya? Oh. Oh god, that is creepy. Just as I thought, I was able to leave the school after I reopened the gate with that key. What is she doing? I could only hear Maya's voice in the wind. She sounded happy, but I couldn't make out what she was saying. Tick-tock, tick-tock. There was no doubt that Maya was in the direction of that voice. I put my hands in my pockets and walked through the town as I listened to her voice. Creepily just saying tick-tock, tick-tock. Yeah, that would drive me fucking nuts and freak me out. Oh, God. All I could hear was the wind and Maya's voice. The wind grew louder, making it sound almost like I was at the beach. The night made the roads completely dark, with only the dim streetlights illuminating the way. The streets, the houses, the stores, they were all dark, making me feel like I was the only person in the town. 'Cause other than another person. Actually, I am alone. I had left Hirasaka behind. Even though I knew it was selfish for me to have left without saying anything, I wanted to get this over with as quickly as possible so I could go back. Yeah, I could just get it done. I could return. We could wake up together. I could return before she gets done with her shower. It'll be great. Oh, stop. If I had been the one left alone here, I probably would have gone crazy before giving up. Maybe something had happened to Hirasaka before she gave up too. But that didn't only apply to this dream. I heard a footstep. No! It was heavy and sounded like leather, completely unlike Maya's. The person who appeared under the streetlight was... Okay, I didn't expect this. What? Hirasaka's father? Whoa! As usual, even though he was looking at me, I felt like he didn't really see me. But I heard more footsteps. Lighter than this man's. I thought maybe Maya had invited him here, but instead someone unexpected appeared. Why are you with him? God damn it. Another person appeared under the streetlight. Well, wait, okay, hold on. Why? I suddenly felt an unpleasant sensation around me. It was as though numerous people were all looking at me. Uh-huh. Next to him, Club Prez nodded. What was she thinking? What was she doing? Don't worry, she has it all planned out. Everything we know, we know. It's fine. She's gonna get us, she's gonna help us. When had they come into this dream in the first place? How much do you know about this situation? He seemed to misunderstand my words.
君が娘に悪影響を与える。それだけ分かっていれば十分だろう。
Bad influence? Ha! Not that. I mean, how much do you understand about where this is and what's happening?
きちんと分かってるのはいつものメンツだけよ。それ以外はあのクリスマスの時と一緒だわ。
Club Prez spoke up. If she was right, then this man probably didn't understand anything, but he didn't seem to be concerned about it. But if Club Prez was right, then he had no idea that this was a dream. Not good, I thought as sweat began to gather on my forehead. So I'm a bad influence.
ああ。君のようなどうでもよい人間が相手など許せることではない。
Inconsequential. What's that supposed to mean?
私の娘の相手にふさわしくない。
Ow.
そう言ったんだ。
That just hurt my soul. In other words, so it's not that you're worried about her because she's your daughter.
野良犬に噛まれてはいないかと心配だな。
Wow, did this man really view me as some sort of stray dog? Next to him, Club Prez was watching us, not with her usual forced smile, but rather an icy expression. It was a bored-looking expression that I had seen on her before, but more importantly...
二度と娘に近づかないでもらおう。
I don't... Can you at least give me a reason that I can understand? I did all I could to keep from sounding overtly hostile, but I couldn't completely hold it back. Is that really because you're worried about Hirasaka? Are you worried because your daughter is going out with a guy that you don't know, or are you worried that people think are you worried what people will think if your daughter goes out with someone like me?
愚問だな、君。まさか自分が胸を張って誇れる人間だとでも思っているのか？
Wow, thanks Club Prez for bringing this guy here.
まさか私が半病人に近づかれて喜ぶとでも思ったのか？
Wow. Next thing I knew, I was running at him. Oh my god, I need to calm down. Not because he insulted me, but because... You bastard. That's not what you're worried about? That's what you're worried about? Have you thought nothing of what your daughter wants? Uh-oh. Club Prez's voice was almost a scream, but I couldn't stop. It was true that I was borderline invalid, and I didn't have any qualities I could be proud of. But even so, it was crystal clear that this man was worried about his reputation, not Hirasaka. That's how it always sounded like, honestly. In other words, he didn't care at all about Hirasaka getting hurt. He just didn't want to deal with the aftermath. I clenched my fists. I had hardly ever gotten in any fights, but I had to punch this man. He can literally destroy us. Oh, this is... Except, next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground. Yup, sounds about right. Pain shot from my shoulders to my arms. It took me a moment to realize that someone was on top of me, pinning my arms. Oh, well... All of a sudden, the men I had seen during the Christmas party were all around us, and one of them was holding me down. Oh, jeez.
まったく、こんな男が相手とは。稽古も見る目がないな。
That's not fair. This isn't fair. Hirasaka's father looked at me like I was an insect. I couldn't escape, and if I moved even a little, I knew pain would run through my arms again. But even so, I snorted derisively. Growing up around you, it's no wonder she's a poor judge of character. Boom! Roasted! What a loser. His eyebrow twitched for the first time. You really know nothing about your daughter if you have to hear about the guy she's with from a friend after all this time. The grip around my arms tightened, but even if I was crawling on the ground, there was something I had to say. At first, I just thought you were worried about Hirasaka, but was too socially awkward to show it. Now, I think you're too embarrassed to say that you're worried in the first place. After all, a middle-aged man panicking over a girl is just creepy. Damn! You're her father. What the hell are you thinking?
黙らせ。
Oh no, don't do this. Yayoi, can I get help? Oh my god, I just got stunned! After, yes, sir, there was a shock from something pressed up against me. It was probably a taser or something. Thanks to that, my strength left me. Damn! But I didn't want to avert my eyes from this man. Ugh! My vision went black with the second shock. No! No! I only got 2 shocks. That's okay. Don't, like, tasers nowadays, like, they have those things that, like, shoot at... Oh, hey, we're, we're from the different perspective now. But, aren't tasers nowadays, like, they shoot, like, these clips or, like, stabby bits into you, and they just keep shocking you until you knock out? Isn't that how it works? The sight of Toru's body going limp under the taser made Yayoi want to run to his side. But it would be alright. Toru was much more reliable in dreams than he was in reality. And it wasn't like she hadn't seen this coming. What did that mean? Yayoi had figured ever since the Christmas party that Keiko's father would probably do the sort of thing in real life if he thought it was necessary. Where are you taking me? The men carried Toru away. Yeah, what the fuck, Blizzard? Where am I going? Command center? Oh, I don't want to be, like, tortured. A mildly ominous response. Dude, this guy's no fucking jokes. Sure, the dream is making him behave a little more extreme than he would in real life, but this was what he really wanted to do in his heart of hearts. He was the kind of person who prioritized efficiency when choosing method to achieve his goals. Yayoi understood that way of thinking very well. That way, that was more or less how she was, after all. But the difference was that Yayoi took the consequences into consideration as well. No matter how effective, if you did things like this regularly, they would eventually come to bite you in the back. The fact that his relationship with his daughter had gone sour was proof of it. It's not that, dude. He's kind of hard to read, I suppose. What a troublesome adult. No wonder Keiko grew into such a troublesome daughter. Man, I was fully expecting to be like waterboarded or get some fingers cut off or something. Yup. That's literally what it is. Not letting the slightest hint of what she was thinking cross her face, Yayoi kept smiling. Yayoi was close to Keiko's age, so he had let her guide him because she said she knew where Keiko was. But he didn't entirely understand what she was thinking. And why are you dressed like that? Yayoi did indeed have something to check. She didn't care if she would be hated for this, but she needed to know. So she had to take Keiko's father to where Keiko was. It was pure coincidence that they had run into Toru midway through, but considering where they were, it felt more like it had been planned. Toru was placed into a car and driven away like he had been kidnapped. Bye! I guess I'll see you in the squeakquel. Yayoi watched the taillights as they disappeared down the road. Oh my god. Would he do the same thing to his daughter? What, tase her? Damn, that'd be fucked up. All Yayoi could do was try to roll with the punches. The reason Yayoi stood beside Toru and Keiko's enemies was so that they would greet her as an ally, and then she could control them. The fuck, Yayoi? You're supposed to be my friend, my ally. What is this? She was like the villain pulling all the strings. But the real villain was the one who had brought Keiko to this dream in the first place.
こっちです。
A.K.A. Maya. Not letting her thoughts show, Yayoi continued guiding Keiko's father. Oh my god. Maybe Mr. Arasaka and his subordinates weren't used to walking through this dream, because they could no longer get to Keiko without Yayoi's guidance. No, that wasn't right. Yayoi had altered the dream to make it that way. They couldn't get to Keiko without her, and she had convinced them by telling them it was a dream. Yayoi was just thinking about how unexpectedly well everything was going as she started to get into the remaining car when... Oh god. That is still creepy. The sudden voice caused everyone there to freeze. Yep. Mr. Arasaka looked up, faint traces of confusion on his face.
やっぱりね。
Yep. Yayoi heaved a mental sigh and shrugged. It was just as she thought. The whole reason this had happened, the whole reason everything had gone well, it was all because she had showed Keiko a nightmare and then a happy dream. From down the dark street, a girl came towards them, humming the rhythmic sound of a clock. That is...
チックタックチックタック。あらあら、おじさま、そんなに急いでどこに行こうというのかしら。
That is utterly frightening. Just... A girl who stood out from the surrounding environment had suddenly appeared. But even with Maya in front of him, Keiko's father, his attitude didn't waver. However, Maya looked different than she usually did. For one, she was walking on her own 2 feet rather than floating like she usually did, but that wasn't the problem.
どうしよう。すっごい逃げたいわ。
I feel like doing what you did to her brother is not really a good thing. Yayoi knew that there was something terrible that would have happened if she stayed here. It felt like they were in a cage with a savage beast. Yayoi felt the urge to immediately apologize for joining forces with this man, if Maya would accept her apology. But right now, Maya's attention was focused almost completely on Mr. Arasaka, so Yayoi was just barely able to stifle that urge.
子供は早く家に帰るように。
Oh my god. Saying only that, he attempted to get into the car.
自分の子供は家に帰ってこなくても気にしないのに、そんな心にも思っていないことをどうして言うの？
Damn, this dude getting roasted. Maya giggled. Keiko's father stopped and looked at Yayoi.
稽古の知り合いか。
そうね。知り合いでしょうね。友達ではないと思ってるでしょうし。
It's like simple way to put it, maybe? Maya giggled again, neither confirming nor denying it.
それともう一つ。今さっきあなたが無理やり連れて行った彼の
Which may or may not have...
妹です。
Which may or may not have been a bad idea. Mr. Arasaka turned to look at Yayoi in confusion, but it was too late. Oh, Jesus. Maya grinned as the nightmare scent Toru had smelled. That sweet forest-like smell spread all around them. Mr. Arasaka instinctively came to the realization of the danger that he was in. Oh my god!
参ったわ。この子の前でトールにあんなことして無事で済むわけがないじゃない。
Yup. Remember, Maya's always on our side. But what would happen to Yayoi, who just stood there and watched? Get off easy. Having already given up on Keiko's dad, Yayoi desperately brainstormed about what was going to happen to her.
せっかく用意した舞台が台無しだわ。おじさまにはもう少し静かにゆっくりと動いてほしかったのに。
君は何を言っている？
Talking in the cryptics. As expected, Keiko's father didn't show the slightest hint of fear, but he no longer thought of Maya as the child she appeared to be.
もっとゆっくりきちんと稽古のところに行ってほしかったのに、これじゃめちゃくちゃ手順が台無しだわ。
Technically, Yayoi messed up the order of things.
そうは言うけど、私たちを呼んだのはあなたじゃないの？そうよ。ここにおじさまを呼んだのは確かに私だわ。けれど、ここで自由にさせているのは 私がそうさせているわけじゃないもの。
It's because a certain someone standing right next to him. Boom! Her voice sounded a little disappointed, making Yoi a little more frantic in planning her escape. But it wouldn't be good if she could have made a move now. She had a premonition, one stronger than anything else she had ever felt, that she would be helpless to do anything. Just like how Toru was powerless to stop Keiko's father from carrying him off, in this situation, Maya was in complete control. Did Mr. Hirsaka realize that? Nope, he probably didn't.
何をわけのわからないことを。
Daddy? He tried to ignore Maya, which is a real big mistake.
人の夢の段取りを壊して、私の大事なお兄ちゃんをあんな目に合わせておいて、どこに行こうというのかしら。
Oh, is it bad that I'm kind of rooting for Maya right now? Maya, go, get him! Get him, Maya! Oh, not good. Maya was even angrier than Yoi had thought. But by the time Yoi realized it was too late. Oh, Maya snapped her fingers. Yoi was in a position where she could escape at any time, but nothing happened. Except one. The inside of the car Mr. Arasaka was about to get into went completely dark.
何？
He didn't seem to understand what was happening before him. Not that it would have made any difference in the end. Maya snapped her fingers once again and a gust kicked up. It pushed Keiko's father towards the car. Maybe it wasn't really wind, but rather something massive but invisible. Regardless, it was gone now.
バカな。何が起きている？
Oh, I don't like that sound. Yoi thought that Mr. Arasaka had simply been pushed into the car, but instead he clung to the edge of the doorframe as if he were in danger of falling in.
しぶといんだから。けどそういうのはもっと後。どうせならお客さんも盛り上がるラストシーンでお願いしたいわ。
Jesus Christ. Giggling, Maya walked up to the car. Mr. Arasaka was trying to pull himself out with only the strength in his arms. So that is that's trippy, like, imagery right there. Because the car's sitting like normal. It's dark inside. It's like he's falling into this void, which is the car. Like and he's holding on sideways. That's how I'm seeing it. But Maya looked down on him.
開けたものはきちんと閉めないと。ね、おじさま。
Oh my god. Maya smiled joyfully before gently nudging the car door closed. Damn! Before he could finish, the door slammed shut, severing his right arm where the door had closed. Damn, Maya! The savagery! Maya didn't give a fuck! Okay. All that was left was a silent car and Mr. Hirasaka's right arm limp and unmoving like that of a mannequin's.
こんなの美味しくなさそうだけど、仕方ないわね。
What do you mean, but oh well? Maya threw the arm into the air as it turned into a cube of sugar. She opened her mouth and swallowed it whole. Alright, that's weird.
相変わらずめちゃくちゃね。
Yeah, Maya doesn't make any fucking sense, but that's, you don't fuck with her. Oh my god, the men in black suits who had been accompanying Hirasaka was now gone. Only the sound of the wind blowing past the plants around them remained.
夢なんだもの。少しくらいわけがわからない方がらしくていいじゃない。
Then she was tossing something into the air with one hand as if it were a beanbag.
チックタックチックタック。はあ、きちんと鳴る時計だったらよかったのに、お兄ちゃんってば。
It was the desk clock Toru used to wake up in the morning. Oh shit. It was digital, so of course it didn't make a ticking sound. Spinning it around in her hand like a top, Maya turned to face Yigoi.
それで、ルーティはこれからどうするの？おじさまと同じように私の邪魔をするのかしら。
Say no. Say you're just not gonna be involved. Maya grinned unpleasantly. Yigoi didn't know if she was meant it as a threat or if she was just teasing.
どうもこうも。やろうとしてたことがめちゃくちゃよ。やっぱり自分の夢でもないのに何かしようと思ったのが間違いだったのかしら。 あら、それは私だって同じよ。私たちはどうしたってアドリブを入れるくらいでしか夢をどうにかなんてできないんだもの。舞台そのものを作り変えたりすることはできないわ。
私から見るとマイヤは結構好きにできてるように見えるけど。それでこれはどんな舞台なのよ。
Maya put her hand on her chin.
子供だけ永遠に楽しく困らず歌って暮らせる楽しい世界。けれどそれを邪魔する大人がやってきました。元の世界に帰りたいという子供とここにもともといた子供、果たしてこの後どうなってしまうのでしょうか。
Find out next time. Maya giggled as Yoi seemed to come to a realization. Maya started tossing the clock again, saying tick tock, tick tock.
この夢の流れとマイヤの役割が分かったわ。なるほどなるほど。
あら、だとしたら私が目の前にいるっていうのに随分余裕じゃない？
ええ。だってつまり私はマイヤには何もされない。そうでしょ？
そうかしら。例えばルーティがお兄ちゃんを傷つけるつもりだったら私きっと何でもするわ。
Oh yeah, no one hurts Maya's Onii-chan except her.
そのつもりはないわ。さっき手を出さなかったのは。
それって嫉妬？
Giggling, Maya interrupted Yoi.
そうよ、嫉妬。だってトールが私たちのことなんてほっといてケイコばっかり可愛がるんですもの。
Yoi chose her words carefully, and it wasn't like she was lying either, so she should be okay.
チックタックチックタック。それじゃあルーティはこれからどうするの？
God, whenever she does that.
そうね。トールがさらわれたことをケイコのところに伝えに行くわ。それともそれは大人から呼び出さないとダメかしら。
So you remember this world that it's only supposed to be you guys? Well, so I kind of led your dad here.
大丈夫よ。けれどルーティ、この配役だとあなた最後はどうなるか分かってるわよね。
uh,
大体は。けど最近はハッピーエンドなのよ。知ってた？
そうね。そうなるといいわね。
God, that's ominous. With a smile, Maya started walking again. Yoi wondered where she was going and why she wasn't disappearing like usual. She watched as Maya left.
トールがヒロインね。ま、わからなくもないけど。
The heroine. Yoi heaved a theatrical sigh and smiled wryly. Things hadn't gone smoothly, but this dream was still going, and Yoi could now see a way to end it. Now,
ピーターパンがきちんとウェンディを助けに行く気があるかどうかよね。
I'm Wendy. Thinking about the role Maya had just said she was playing, Yoi once again smiled wryly. My God, that was intense, though. No one hurts Onii-chan. Nobody except me. Oh,
先輩。
sorry. I may or may not have gotten myself into trouble, as per usual.